Hey, welcome everybody. This is the Bentley Properties Market Update. My name is George Moorhead with Bentley Properties. And today we're going to discuss, has 2008 returned? Are we seeing a trend that we saw during the Great Recession where the market was heading down? We're starting to see bad numbers. Everything is starting to crash and burn. Is mayhem and bedlam happening? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about mortgage trends, where we're going with things. So first, let's get things out of the way. Let me know that you can hear me. Give me that big thumbs up. If you like what you're hearing, please give us the heart. Please share this if there's somebody out there that you feel would find some significant value. There are no strings attached. This is all free information. We lead with generosity. I'm going to have May and Marie, they're going to post some links, with this video for you guys so you can get some of the screenshots of our charts and graphs that Marie hopefully will add a little bit later. But anyway, so with that, if you like the channel, if you like what we have to say, give us a big thumbs up. Like our channel because, again, you're going to see us every single week. We've been doing this every single week for, I can't say how long. It's just you can see my beautiful face now, whereas before I kind of used to do a screenshot. I guess that was over a year ago. But anyway, so let's talk about, is 2008 back? Are we hitting Armageddon? Como News, they had something, where they were putting out over the airwaves, that they were talking about Palm Desert and Colorado and, I don't know, some other obscure place, saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing. We're 30, 40% down. It's happening all over again. No, it's not. Not here. So understand, we're still one of the 5 sweet spots across the United States. Even during the Great Recession, we did not see the catastrophic, price values drop like other areas. And so as you're going to see today, we're going to do a little bit of comparison. We're going to provide you some really good metrics. Then I'm going to give you a couple of logic hammers, a couple of things to get bonk, bonk, bonk. Hey, pay attention. Okay. So with that, April 25th. So what is the market doing? So right now, and we did a comparison of 3 different areas. So we're, again, for consistency, we're going to look at for sale, new on market, pended, and we're going to take a look at solds. And understand, to be clear, we're going to look at residential only. I did not include condos in this. Condos actually make the numbers look good. In fact, a lot better. And we'll talk about that. But just looking at single family, that is the more dominant market. So I want to be fair and consistent with the numbers. All right. Now, with that, the Northwest MLS, again, Bellingham, down to Tri-Cities, over to Chelan, Wenatchee, and areas like that. Very vast, very broad area. Okay. So all things considered, for sales, homes that are actively for sale are down 20%. Huh, that's interesting. Wouldn't you think that if we weren't selling homes, that number would be going up? Let's talk about that. New on market? No, market's only down 7%. Northwest MLS wide. Pended are down 9.1%. So to be clear with the pended, when a home that is for sale has a buyer and a seller that agree to terms, it then becomes a pended sale, whether it's pending inspection, pending backup, pending, all lumped into one pending. Sold. Solds are only down 3.3%. Now, if I include condos, we're only down 1.3%. Actually, it's 1.8% down year over year. Now, let's be clear about it. That's year over year. So last year, no issues, no coronavirus, no zombie apocalypse, no nothing other than interest rates going up. We're close. We're only 3.3% off. Okay, that does not indicate any kind of catastrophic element. In fact, on the last 8 homes that we showed in the last few days with my team, Jeff came back and said, oh my gosh, George, you're not going to believe this. Home came on in Redmond, Education Hill area. Holy smokes, they had 9 showings the first day. They had multiple offers. Huh, that didn't surprise me. Oh, by the way, that was a $900,000 house, right? So we're not talking about, a lower value. We're talking still about the median price for that area. Well, that's a little higher than median price. We had another property, $4.3 million, had multiple offers on it. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, well, down south we had a property. They had 13 showings in one day alone, and they had multiple offers. I'm not saying everyone had multiple offers, but understand, buyers are out in the market. Buyers are not waiting. Buyers are being safe. They're educating. They're looking at things online. We're doing a lot of online showings, a lot of online meetings, and the point is people are still very active, okay? This is a very, very clear indicator. Plus, our market value our values aren't dropping. Sure, the price, that margin between a list price and a sales price is definitely closing that gap. You might remember that, last year we talked about, the sold price, the list price was 96%, 97%, meaning that the property sold at 96 or 97% of that listed property value. Okay, well now we're getting closer to 100%. Why? The sellers are being more realistic. Okay, the multifamily property that I told you guys about last week off of Chestnut, awesome, 6.7% cap rate. It actually sold for more than list price as expected. They have multiple offers. Well, if our market is so bad, why are we still seeing multiple offers? Because it's not. Our market is not bad. The weather is changing. Technically, to have been in your house and experiencing our cabin fever issue couldn't have been at a better time of the year because it was cold, it was yucky, it was windy. And okay, so yes, we get to spend more time inside. All right, but now the weather's changing. We're starting to see some beautiful weather. I have 3 different offices, okay, between Bellevue, Bothell, Bellevue, and Federal Way. Okay, well, gosh, I've noticed over the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, the volume of traffic, the number of people on the road, the number of people out in the public has more than doubled from when this thing started, when everybody was staying more inside. Why? Because people are ready to get out. Contractors on existing projects, as of yesterday, get to go back to work. Those projects are moving on. They had 15 calls yesterday from contractors letting us know they're moving forward on projects with our clients and some of the things that we're doing, okay? So they are now excited. They're hitting the ground running. We will start to see a phase in. I truly believe that. No, it's not going to be everybody goes back to work at one time. Yes, I think they're going to phase it in, again, to maintain that safety, to make sure we don't have a resurgence of the COVID-19. I get that. But the transition is happening. Pay attention. It's happening. Do not be caught on the sidelines. All right? Let's look at Seattle. Seattle, and we talk about the metropolitan area of Seattle, okay? For sale is down 4.1%. On market is only down 12%. The pended are only down 8.9%. Are you ready? Sales are up 3%. Up year over year. Seattle, during the COVID, are up sales 3%. I don't think buyers are sitting in their Chase Lounge chair. Do they still use those Chase Lounge chairs? Sofa, the Lazy Boy, the One-Armed Bandit. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, on the east side, down 38% for homes that are actively for sale. New on market are down basically 19%. Pended are down 18%, and solds are down only 7.7%. Okay, well, that's not Armageddon. Our numbers are still pushing forward. We are still seeing a volume of showings. A house that we showed the other day had 14 people scheduled in the first day that home went on market. Now, yes, people of true interest are coming out in the first few days. It's not like it was before because we have to schedule appointments to be safe. Totally get that. In fact, I prefer it. Gives you more privacy, allows you more time without other people walking through it. Actually, it's everybody that I have been working with and that we've been chatting with. They say actually we kind of like it. There's not 5 families rolling through a house. Well, that's awesome sauce. Okay, so now you might say, George, how did that compare to last week? Well, let's find out because I left it up for you. All right, I'm going to use the magic whiteboard. Mo on my team, he loves it when I call that. All right. Okay, the Maple update, last 24 hours. Remember, we talked about the number of sales. I did not pull these off because there was a few other numbers we were going to go through. I will have Marie go ahead and post that little screenshot for you, which looks like this. This would be the active or the new listings coming on. Those are the pended, and those are the solds. Notice these numbers are way over here. That means more activity, day over day after day. So if you're waiting, both as a seller or a buyer, understand, you're kind of missing things here. All right. At this point, for a seller, what more could you ask for? Less inconvenience, only qualified people coming out to take a look at your house that are truly interested in your house. What more could you ask for? Let me think here. I'm going to put my house on the market, and only people that are truly interested in really buying my house are going to come out. No looky-loos, nobody else. Only people interested in looking at my house. Ha! Well, that's why our off-market program is also doing very well, because they're like, hey, that makes total sense, George. If you're on the sidelines, you need to have a different conversation with either us or a realtor that you're working with. You need to start having that conversation because that transition is happening. Because remember, for sale last week, Northwest MLS month over month was up 30%. New ones are down 21%. Pended were 24.7 on a downward trend. And sales were down 6.5%. Okay. That's not catastrophic. We are consistent. Now, will we start to see this change? Yes. Even the National Association of Realtors, Mr. Yoon, I know him. I've met him a number of times. Great guy. He's their economist. Even he, during that Como interview, when everybody else was talking about mayhem and catastrophicness, he's like, no, hey, you know what? Actually, we're going to have maybe a tiny little dip, and it is going to go up. It's going to go up drastically. Why? Because there's pent-up demand. We have a pent-up demand of buyers, and we still have a limited inventory. Okay? If a healthy market, again, let's go back to the bucket, right? So we got this bucket, and all of the agents put their listings in this bucket, all right? We put a lid on it. Again, a healthy market is 4 to 6 months of inventory. Perfect. Now, if you're only at 2 months of inventory, 2 months and 2.3 months of inventory, we're half of what the minimum should be. And that's in a bad, where people can't even go out effectively and look at homes, right? Where you're ordered to stay home. Now imagine if we weren't ordered to stay home. We would be like the year started, just like we saw the trend happening in October of 2019. October, November was better, December was better, January got better. I don't have to prove it to you. It's right there. Right there, you can see it. Let's see, right there. You can see the trend, okay? As it heads up. Understand, if you're sitting on the sidelines, this is a message. I'm calling out to you with the logic hammer. If you're sitting on the sidelines thinking, oh my gosh, this is horrible, that is an absolute misconception. Understand, people are rocking and rolling. We are still closing transactions. What is the best part? The best part is closings actually got a lot easier. Why? Well, we can do them digitally. We can do them without any face-to-face. Now, personally, it is still nice to go through documents like a purchase and sale agreement and everything else face-to-face. So we use Zoom. And yes, it's not as personable, but we can still do it. And we are still closing transactions. We're still pending. We are still closing. We're still going on market. And values, even though they're not, hitting double-digit appreciation, we're not dropping in double-digit appreciation in any way, shape, or form. So understand, again, if you have been considering, you need to jump out there. Why? Because even though the mortgage-backed securities, the feds are still buying them, and yes, still creating volatility. Not going to go into the volatility in it. Watch the prior videos. Marie will post that link on Understanding Mortgage Volatility with Dan Golden and myself. Dan pinged me today and says, George, today, 3.25, 30-year financing, no points. But, and I said, oh, come on, Dan, what's the but? But understand our zero down grant programs, they've stalled those, understandably so. And on the upper side, King County, Pierce, and Snohomish, more King County and Snohomish, loan amount, not purchase price, loan amount cap is 741 for a jumbo. Above that, there's only a few lenders that are out there that are actually making those loans. They're super, super tight, and the interest rates are not very pleasant. And there's a huge fallout failure rate with some of those. So make sure that your principal loan balance is closer to the 741 and a little bit lower. Even if you need to put a few more dollars down, understand you need to hit that lending requirement. Yes, it's going to open back up again. Yes, they scale it back because of risk. Because remember, loans and interest rate are based on risk. And right now they figure that those are a little too risky. So they're requiring a little bit more skin in the game. Not a big deal. As long as you know what's involved and what's going on, you're golden. Right, Dan? Dan Golden? That's my joke with him anyway. Anyway, so again, our numbers are doing great. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to know what your area is as far as market trending, whether it's on the east side or Seattle or out east or South County, Everett, Auburn, maybe you're up in Maple Valley or Marysville and Arlington, you want to know, hey, what's my area trending? Send us a quick request. We'll fire it off to you. There's no strings attached. You're going to get some really great metrics. And with this, I'm going to conclude the video. Hope you guys have a great day. It's a little wet out there today. So stay dry, stay safe. Again, if you like what you hear, hey, give us a big thumbs up. Like our channel. Share this information. If you have questions, we do answer them. Post your questions. We'll put them up there. If you're interested in off-market homes and off-market sellers, if you're a buyer and if you're a seller, and you want just very select, very protected group of people coming through that are financially pre-approved, ready to go, you want more time to look for your next home, and you don't want the stress, plus you want to protect your family, sellingoffmarket.com. Go take a look at it. There's a video, takes you through it, gives you some basics. Sellingoffmarket.com. Go take a look at it. If you're a buyer, buyingoffmarket.com. Go take a look at it. Anyway, with that, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.